life, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be going live today for another live free reading session. I hope you guys all had a wonderful new year and that you guys are enjoying the beginning of this new year. I'm just so excited to be here with you all. So, just hanging out, waiting for people to join. If you happen to be watching this after I've already gone live, then welcome. I still hope that maybe some of these messages that come out will maybe inspire you, or that you will just at the very least be entertained and enjoy. And don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the notification bell and make sure you have your notification settings on. That way you'll never miss when I go live. I usually go live on the weekends, but it's not usually planned like what day or what time. So that's why you want to make sure that you got that notification bell rung. Hi. Hi, Art Alchemy. Hi, Lavender Blossom. Hi, Marina Rodriguez. Hi, Nanindi. Hi, Amy. Hi, Sanch. Hi, Preeti. Hi, Eric. Hi, Google user. It's so great to see you guys today and also to see some familiar names. I'm just going to be waiting for more people to join. I want to let you guys know right now that you are not alone out there. I know that it is still a very intense time on the planet right now. The energy has definitely shifted a little bit as we're entering into 2022. In numerology, this is a 6 year, it's a Venus year. And so we're definitely going to see a lot of love connections. It's going to be a great year for love, for career, for finances, things finally moving forward, beautiful energies. But of course, there's still a lot going on right now. So I've been hearing from a lot of people that they're just feeling kind of drained or feeling low or feeling nervous or fearful about so many changes that are happening on the planet right now. But I want you to know that if you're feeling down right now, you're definitely not alone. So many people right now are kind of on this edge, getting ready to make some really big decisions. I know so many people have decided that this is going to be the year that I'm going to start the business, or I'm going to attract my twin flame, or I'm going to make that move forward. And so, yeah, a lot of times when you're getting ready to make big changes, there's going to be a lot of fear, a lot of doubt, a lot of worry that will come up because our mind is programmed to kind of keep us with what feels safe, what feels normal, with the status quo. So anytime you want to get out of your comfort zone or try something new, you will be fighting the fear a little bit. But I just encourage you guys to choose love over fear. If you ever feel stuck in life or you feel like you don't know what decision to make, just put your hand on your heart and ask yourself, which decision or which choice, you know, is anchored in love. Choose the path of love, not fear. So great to see you guys. Regina, there's no list. I'm just gonna be, the way this works is I'm going to just use my intuition to go ahead and choose a couple people to do readings for today. So I guess we'll get started there. Go ahead and type in your questions. And just some tips if you really want your question to get chosen. Try not to spam the comments. If I see you writing your question like a million times where I can't see other people's questions, sometimes I'll just skip that person. Of course, you can write it a couple times. That's no problem. Just don't spam the comments. And other than that, there is no list or rhyme or reason. I just use my intuition, and I'm hoping that even if your question doesn't get answered, that somehow maybe some of the messages that will come out will still apply to you, or will be what you need to hear, because I feel like you're not in this live stream by accident. I don't believe in coincidences. Maybe there's something you're meant to hear today. So I'm so excited to hang out with you guys and pull some tarot cards and just see what the cards have in store for us today. So how about we get started? Okay, so 33 Nanindi Vig, general guidance for me. Yeah, let's go ahead and pull just some general messages. I'm going to start with this deck. What do you need to know, Nanindi? Hmm. Wow. I don't know what I'm tapping into here. This is interesting. Okay, Nanindi, first of all, there's something going on right here. This says meeting together, discreet. Yes. Subconscious, chaos, devotion, and then passion. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if you're like hooking up with somebody or there's like a secret affair, romance going on. I mean, when I see these cards, that's kind of what it makes me think of. But this could also be just something you really desire to happen. Like you really wish that you and this person could somehow be together or somehow connect, even if there's like a lot of things that are keeping you guys apart right now. So your guides are saying that like yes, this might happen or like yes, follow your heart in this situation, but maybe because of all your thoughts about this person or the secretive nature of the whole thing or maybe just the unknown factors as part of it. I'm actually seeing that your guides are saying that you've got to find a way to clear this chaos. Like this energy is going to lift a little bit, and your guides are telling you there's a reason that you feel devoted to this person despite just everything that's been going on here. But I guess they're saying don't lose yourself in this. Don't lose yourself in this passion. Like, yes, there's a reason for this connection and your feelings towards this person or for the meetings that you guys are happening. Maybe it has to be discreet right now. Maybe it won't always be. But I'm getting this message that they want to see you be more productive in your life. This might have to do with productivity towards your goals, towards your dreams, towards your career, towards, glowing up your finances. So your guides are like, you need to not spend all your energy here. You need to release the control you have over this situation so that you can allow things to kind of work out. Maybe this person will leave the person that they're with. Maybe they'll reach out, whatever the situation is. I think it's going to move forward, but they're saying you don't hold on to it so tightly. Don't let it completely consume you. And so over here, they're saying productivity, so you need to come up with some type of strategy. So maybe it's time to get yourself like a little 2022 day planner and start working on giving yourself one thing a day towards your future and towards your goals. They're also telling you to reach out for support. So maybe it's like reach out for a teacher or for some education, or maybe you read a book that's going to inspire you and help you find a way to organize your life or uplift you. Maybe look into some podcasts, things like that. They're saying bring information in that can help you to be more productive. And you do need some type of strategy because you have some brilliant ideas. I see that, and some big goals for the future, but it's just how do I actually implement this in the day and in the now? So I hope that resonates with you. A lot going on here, but I see everything's going to work out, especially in the love situation. You just need to give it time and space and maybe focus more on this over here. So I hope that resonates with you, Nanindi. We're going to go ahead and move on. So welcome to those of you guys who have just popped into the chat. I'm so excited to be here with you guys today. I'm just doing free tarot readings. There's no list. I'm not going in order or anything. I'm just going to choose a couple people at random, whoever I feel drawn to the most, to answer a couple questions for you guys today. So type whatever you want to know down in the comments. You guys know me. I've heard it all. I've seen it all. I don't judge. So whatever can help you the most today, whatever we can do with the tarot, just write your question down below. Okay, Lavender Blossom. Why is he being distant and holding back? Let's see what's going on in this connection. So you have somebody that's, being distant, that's holding back, a love connection, I assume. So why is he being distant? Why is he holding back from Lavender Blossom? we got a really direct answer. The first card that came out just flew out of the deck, and it says, I know I keep pushing you away. I'm struggling with how powerful this connection is, and I'm having a hard time believing it's really happening. So, wow. I mean, that's such a direct answer to your question. You were literally asking, why is he holding back? Why is he, distancing himself or pushing me away? And so I think he's aware of it. Of course, the first thing that's going to come to my mind is like, he's just not that into you. If somebody wants to be with you, they will. If somebody wants to pursue you, they will. But sometimes, in my experience with, working with clients and doing love readings, just all the stories I've been told, following people's love connections, it can be, sometimes it's not as simple as that, is what I'm trying to say. There are exceptions to that rule. And I do feel that this guy, that he really does have feelings for you. Um, you've been playing it really cool. You're not trying to come across as too desperate or too clingy. You don't want to chase him. I do feel like there's been times where you haven't heard a lot from him, and so you'll send like a little message and like he'll kind of just write just a little bit back. It's not much, but the energy is still moving forward here. You also have to remember it was just the holidays, and a lot of people during the holidays, it's not as happy of a time. Being around family can be really traumatic for some people. It's really crazy. I like went through a little phase where I was like really into true crime, and I was watching like Kendall Ray's channel a lot. Shout out to Kendall Ray, love her channel. And it was so bizarre to me because a lot of these crimes that were committed, I was finding out on January 7th or on January 12th or January 23rd. I was like, wow, I'm noticing this pattern with a lot of crimes being committed in January. And I instantly knew why. A lot of people, first of all, it's winter, it's the death season, it's the time where things are falling apart. Naturally, you're going to be a little bit more introspective and you're going to hermit a little bit. It's just natural. The trees are shedding their leaves. I've been talking about this a lot on the channel lately, to honor the natural cycles and seasons in your life and how we are part of nature. We're going to go through a lot of similar cycles as the plants, the animals, and everything. And so I just found it really fascinating that a lot of these crimes were committed. So first of all, it's this death season, but second of all, during the holidays, a lot of people are triggered. They will have abusive family members, or maybe it's a time where maybe they've mourned some type of loss or a death. It reminds them of that. So what I'm trying to say is, if somebody isn't coming at you just right now, or they kind of distance themselves around from you, like, mid-November all the way through the holidays, that's normal. If this still continues through the spring, then you can assume, okay, they're just not that into me, whatever. But I don't think you should judge this just yet, because we're getting this message that says, I love it when you tease me. This also might be a hint that this person likes to be the chaser. They like to hunt, and obviously that's a very masculine quality there. I think you're going to do well with this guy if you really embrace and work on your divine feminine energy. So you work on your receptivity, you work on your creativity. So I honestly, if you really want to attract this guy, and any man for that matter, I would really work on your creativity, setting some personal goals for yourself that are creative in nature, expressing that, making sure that you have, excuse me, that you have healthy relationships around you, like, a good group of girlfriends, people to go out with, so that this person isn't your end all be all. I do get the sense that he does like independent women, but he also really wants, to be that provider, to be that protector, to be the one that hunts, to be the one that make the moves. So if you don't give him a chance, and you're always beating him to the punch, and you're always texting first, and sometimes you just gotta let it go, and you gotta pull way back to see, are they gonna come to me? And I think that's what you need to do right now. They do like being teased, they don't like it when you're so available to them, So I'm not saying you got to play games, or you got to play hard to get, or you have to be inauthentic, because sometimes this can be taken to an extreme, to the point where you're playing so hard to get and you're giving such a cold shoulder that they just back off because they're like, wow, they're not into me. But I feel like that this guy knows. He knows you're into him, but you need to not make it so easy for him. Look, he wants to reach out. I keep looking at your social, but I can't seem to think of the right words to reach out with. Be patient. I'll think of something soon. Yeah, he's getting the energy back up to really start, pushing this forward and pursue you. I miss when things were simpler and easy between us. I don't know what this is about. I don't know if you asked them for an ultimatum or if you really brought up your feelings or, had a moment of insecurity with them, but I think you need to give it some time and space. It's not like you can't be honest with somebody or draw the boundaries that you need to draw in this relationship, but I think more time needs to pass, more dating needs to happen before you can, really get on that level with them. So really pull up your confidence, really focus on your inner beauty, really work on the divine feminine energy. I'm actually going to be posting some videos real soon on how to heal the divine feminine energy, how to increase it. I'm like really interested in that lately. I've been working on that in my own life. I've been learning so much about it. So I'm ready to be talking about it more. So make sure you subscribe, follow the channel. I'll post some stuff on that. But I think this will be a natural process. My advice is to back off a little bit. I personally think that they want to be the chaser, and the balance of the dynamic in this relationship has gotten off a little bit, but it's nothing that you can't come back from. Yeah, this says let your friends help you. It's like, don't sit around, get out there. They're looking at your social. I'm not saying you got to post stuff just because of them, but maybe post some pictures if you're having a good time with your friends and, being happy authentically, doing the things you do, and they're going to see all that beautiful sparkly energy and want to come back, you are struggling a little bit with not really feeling safe to love, like feeling like, oh, they've been so in and out, like I don't know if I can trust them. That's okay. Trust takes time to build with somebody, but your guides do want you to just open your heart to give and receive. Yeah. So I hope that this message resonates with you. I think that they have an attraction to you. I really do. This is a powerful connection. I think they're going to want to come back to see, what is this? What's going on here? There's definitely a vibe between you guys. So I hope that this resonates with you. Thank you so much for coming to my channel, and I will see you next time. Welcome to anybody who just popped into the chat. I want to say happy Sunday to you all. I hope that you're having a beautiful day, a wonderful weekend. I'm just choosing a couple people to do readings for. Let's see who's next. Moon Lover, I go towards east or west. Which path will be best for me? Ooh, that's really cool. Sometimes I don't know if this is, if you're asking about like physically, should I move to the east or to the west, or if this is like symbolic for you, but regardless, I'll pull some cards. This is one of the things I love the tarot the most for, because sometimes when you're caught in between two situations or two decisions, it can be so hard to make that decision. And I always love to go to my tarot and ask, what would the path look like if I made this choice versus what would the path look like if I made this one? And then, from that information, and also based off of my feelings and my reactions to those cards, whatever it stirs up in me, I'm able to make a more clear decision. The tarot isn't always going to tell you to do this or that. And I want to remind you that no matter where you go, the universe will bless you. So you got to follow your heart. There really is no such thing as making a wrong choice or a good choice. It's just whatever you choose, there's actions and consequences. So I always say, go where you feel the most alive. So let's look into it. West or east, okay? Would the path, let's do this. This deck, it was screaming to me. Okay, so what would the path look like if you chose west for Moon Lover? And then what would the path look like if you chose east? What's interesting is I feel like both of these places or decisions have something to do with the love issue. East, just right off the bat, East seems to have a stronger, brighter, more sparkly energy around it. Both paths would require you to give something up, would require you to sacrifice something. So they're both going to be just as difficult to get on. Not like it's going to be horrible to get on these paths, but the change for sure is going to be just as hard. So if you're asking which path would be the easiest, I think they both come with their complications and they both come with their blessings. So it does kind of take you back to yourself and your heart. But here's what I'm seeing for West, okay? Some type of heartbreak. Some type of heartbreak with you going west. I don't know if there's someone that you're currently dating or you recently broke up with. I do feel like you want to get away, perhaps to have this fresh start, to heal. It might have something to do with the love situation. I'm not sure. It just feels like a new environment, new place, a new direction is going to open your heart to healing and rebirth. I see the King of Wands here, which is you. I feel like if you went west, you'd have to be more of like an entrepreneur. You'd have to take on this energy of, I don't know what I want to say, fame or celebrity or like something like that, fortune. But there is a lot of opportunities for you in the West to really make a name for yourself. This would be very risky. This would be very, very risky for sure. Risky decision. But I do see that there are some people there who would help you. I think they're telling you maybe if you went west, you'd have to get a roommate or you'd have to look for collaborators or partnerships. It does seem like there's going to be someone who will be around you to help you and support you. That's what I'm seeing with the West. Now, if you go east, this is a very positive change. We have the Ace of Pentacles here. I see money for you financially. I think financially this would be more of a risk to go west. East, it seems like a really natural path. I also see a major love opportunity for you. This could also symbolize that your heart is more in alignment with this choice, that maybe you have some kind of romantic notion of what your life in the East would be like. And once again, Nine of Pentacles, abundance, money, money, money. But it might not also be money. It could be an abundance of support, an abundance of friendship, and a beautiful place to live. Like, it seems like everything falls into place. We also see the Magician. For some reason, when you're in the East, it's a lot easier for you to manifest things. It might also be because, it seems like everything's just fallen into place. This feels like alignment to me. We've also got the Ace of Swords. Like, when I see this card, I always think about somebody just taking up the sword. They're ready to fight for what they want. They're ready to focus in on one thing in particular. We do see indecision, though. I think if you move to the East, there's going to be a major decision you're going to have to make because you're going to need to focus on one thing. That might be for your career or your job path, something like that. That might be hard because there could be a lot of opportunities and you could be feeling indecisive of which path to take. But it does seem like when you make that decision, everything's flowing in your favor. So based off this reading, East seems to be more favorable for you, but you're going to have support in the West too. So yeah, hopefully that resonates with you. Always go to the place you feel the most alive. Trust your own intuition first, but I hope that helps. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. Welcome to everybody who just joined the chat. I'm so happy to see you here. I'm Rainbow Harmony, or you can call me Promise. I'm so excited to be pulling cards. I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. Don't forget to hit the like, because that really helps this chat out. And also subscribe and ring that notification bell, because I do go live for free quite often, and that's going to make sure that you're never going to miss a live. Okay, you guys have such great questions. I'm having trouble choosing, but I'm being really drawn to Jada's question. Jada Lee. Hi, Rainbow. I was wondering if I'm in alignment with my soul path by pursuing my lifestyle vlog or blog. So lifestyle blog. That sounds like so much fun. This is so funny. This is my talents and gifts deck. If you ever purchase a talents and gifts reading from me, I use this deck a lot, and it just has like a lot of different art skills on it, paths. It helps me kind of narrow down what type of creative you are, and you will not believe that I got new media for you. So this is the card that I pull for people who are like influencers and bloggers and YouTubers and TikTokers. So this is like somebody who's using, apps, and who's using technology, collaging video and sound together, taking pictures, graphic design, that kind of stuff, internet art. So I'm just so I'm so tickled by the fact that we pulled this card. I can't believe it. So Jada, for sure, I think that this is an alignment for you. I mean, out of all these cards, we pulled this one that's talking about you influencing and being online and doing your blog. So let's see if I can get some more messages just to help give you a point in the right direction. Anything else you need to know? I think the fact that this is coming up and is being laid on your heart, there's a reason for that. But I know for creatives, it can be hard because a lot of times we will have so many different ideas. I think the only way that you're going to know if this path is for you is if you try it. But just some advice. When you first start a blog or you first start your YouTube or your TikTok or whatever, yes, sometimes you'll randomly just go viral and like it'll be awesome. But most of the time, it's going to be a slow, steady climb. Do it for yourself. Tell yourself that even if you just inspire and reach one person, that will be enough. And even if you don't make any money, that will be enough. Work hard and so you can invest into your dream. And anything that happens will be the cherry on top. When I started Rainbow Harmony, I just needed an outlet. I remember my husband was like, wow, you're like really getting into all this tarot stuff. Why don't you just like start a channel or something, it wasn't like he was totally sick of me talking about it, but he was just like, wow, you got a lot coming out of you with this. And, I started the channel and I was just happy that I had a couple people watching my videos. I had no idea I'd be sitting here in the future doing readings and doing this professionally and doing life coaching. So you just never know what can happen. I think it's important to dream big and have that vision that I'm going to, maybe come out with my own lifestyle brand or like have an online boutique or get sponsorships. That's great. But if it's just pure creativity and pure expression, that's the best way to birth this into existence and to trust yourself. Also, consistency is key. I will tell you, consistency is key. I see a lot of people start these things. I got a lot of clients coaching people. Sometimes I watch people start the blog, start the channel, start the TikTok, and they're high on life for the first couple of weeks, but then life happens, things get in the way, and they're not able to stay consistent. And, there's no money coming in. There's really not a lot of followers. There's not a lot of growth. And, they just get depressed and give up because they're like, it wasn't worth it. But, sometimes that's called quitting 5 minutes before the miracle. If you're willing to give it a couple of years, you will be amazed at what could happen. The sky's the limit, An illustration I say on the channel a lot is that when you plant the seed of an orange tree, it takes on average 7 years for that tree to blossom, to bloom, to grow, to bear fruit. That's something I tell myself all the time to remind myself to stay consistent, to keep watering the garden, to keep fertilizing the soil, to keep weeding, to keep going, and to not expect things to happen overnight. Because in our society, everything is so instant. We got fast food, we order stuff, it's on our doorstep in like a week or a couple days. And, we're just so used to everything being so fast that we forget that in nature, things move slowly, things move organically. So the best thing you can aim for when you're starting a business or a blog or something like that is just organic growth. If it doesn't grow in the first year or two that much, it doesn't mean that you suck. It just means you're building a legacy here. Building a legacy takes time. That way, when you choose something that you love, you're not going to mind putting in those 7 years or however long you need to do for it to get to that point you want to. And there's always going to be the next level. I tell myself, I just want 10,000 followers. Well, then that's not enough. I just want there's always a next thing. So you got to do it for you. Pure expression, pure creativity. Everything else is just the cherry on top. And yes, there will be opportunities for you for sure. Let's pull the cards. So I do see that you follow a lot of lifestyle bloggers and you just admire them so much, and you've realized the reason that I'm following all these people and like I'm so obsessed with their content is because I want to do it too. I want to come out of hiding. I want to, like, bring this side of me awake. And I do feel that your guides are saying something that will help you also is to speak. I think making a blog and writing is going to be great and is going to be really amazing for you. But take the opportunity to get on TikTok and just be yourself and start speaking about these things too, because obviously if you're going to make a blog, you're going to want people to see it. So you're going to want to direct traffic there, and speaking video content is going to be one of the main ways that you can get people there. Obviously, you can use Pinterest too. Pinterest is like the gold mine if you want to get those clicks onto your blog. But, all the algorithms are favoring video content. So if you can get comfortable with that too and find a way to incorporate that, then I think it's going to do well. If you're considering this as a business, will you believe that the cards are talking about what I was just saying? Consistency and also timing. So they're saying just stay consistent, give it time, the whole orange tree thing, and you're going to be doing great with this. So I see it's an alignment. I think if it feels good to you, go for it. You've got this gift, and those are some tips I got for you. I hope that helps you. Thank you so much for asking a question. So you guys, if you resonated with that message, I want to let you guys know that I do offer life coaching, and I help people who are starting their spiritual businesses or their blogs or their photography business or their modeling career, whatever. I help creatives be able to start their business in an organic way. I teach them how to be consistent, how to be able to do a little bit every day and get it as part of your routine so that you can draw abundance into your life using your natural gifts and talents. I got out of the matrix by using my gifts and talents, and I believe anyone can do it. It really doesn't take much, and you don't have to be perfect. I started this thing with a crappy camera, and I didn't even have a tripod, and I've come so far, and I love teaching other people how to do that. So if you're interested, check it out. You'll find that my coaching prices are very, very competitive. I mean, they're very affordable, because for me, there's got to be some kind of energy exchange, but it truly is my passion to just help other creatives be able to get out of the matrix. So yeah, check it out if you're interested. So many beautiful questions. Miriam, money advice from spirits. Okay, let's get you some money advice, Miriam. What do you need to know specifically? So many of us are working on that money glow up in 2022. It's going to be a good year for abundance. Right now, we have Venus retrograde in Capricorn, which is definitely causing a lot of us to think about, how can I restructure my finances? How can I work on growing more abundance? How can I get out of debt? That kind of stuff. So if you're asking this question, it's the right time because, naturally this is something that are kind of working to help us with right now. So money advice, Miriam. Okay, so look, it's definitely being acknowledged that you've been through a lot financially. But this is a positive card. This is from the Wildwood deck, and the whole metaphor of this deck, or the parallel that's drawn, is each card here tells the story of like a journey through the woods. And the woods is basically a metaphor for life, the path that we go on, the trials and tribulations, all the things that greet us on the path, the people that we meet, the obstacles and circumstances that we face. And so this card is the woodward, and it's somebody who's basically made it to the other side of the woods. They've made it. They've taken the path. They've gone through all the things. All of these cards, all of these symbols, they've faced them, they've encountered them, and now they're stronger for it. You know, they have a lot of know-how, they have a lot of knowledge, they have a lot of wisdom. You see this blood on the tip of the spear, which symbolizes that, you know, a lot of shit went down. But, you know, there's this energy of like stoicism and this calm vibe to them that they're like, I can handle whatever comes my way. I'm also being drawn to this cup. You know, it seems like their cup is filled, like, you know, they have what they need. So the first advice I'm getting for you is really just to focus on the fact that you do have what you need. Maybe sometimes you barely scrape by, maybe you had to borrow, things like that, but somehow, some way, the universe really does provide. I'm not really huge on the Bible, it's triggering for me, but one of my favorite verses from the Bible is one that talks about how even the birds, you know, have what they need. They have seed, there's food for them. And so you're part of this world, you're part of this universe. You will always have what you need. The universe will provide for you. And I've seen that example in my own life. I've come from a path where I really struggled financially in the past, and I've learned how to manifest abundance. And you know, there were some miracles that happened for sure. Sometimes things come down to the wire. You know, another quote I love is sometimes you don't always, you know, sometimes what you get it not a moment before, not a moment after, but right on time. So you might be able to look back on your life and see how you have had what you needed. I also see something about debt. The first thing I always tell people to do when they're trying to clear their debt, because this is something I've done in my path, cleared my debt. And the first thing that I have people do is, first of all, to get the records and see what exactly did you spend all this money on, because sometimes you just kind of forget. You throw things on your credit card or whatever, you take a loan and it just kind of disappears, and then you're in the hole paying all these bills. And so the first thing you need to do is look at the debt and trust yourself. You know, be thankful that there was a way that you got those things you needed. Trust and own and take responsibility for the decisions that you've made. Doesn't mean you need to be hard on yourself and beat up on yourself and wish, oh, I wish I could have gone back in time and told my younger self, don't do that, that's a bad decision. Just be thankful that there was a way that you were able to get what you needed, and acknowledge the fact that you want to make a change. A lot of times just sending gratitude to that, and every time you go to pay those bills, instead of being begrudging about it and just like, oh, this is, you know, fuck the man and the system, it's all wired and programmed against us. Even if that's true, be thankful. You know, I'm so thankful I'm paying this bill. I'm thankful that, you know, I'm paying this thing that got me something I wanted in the past, got me something that I needed, or at least I thought I wanted or needed back then. It is what it is, you know. As cliche as it sounds, gratitude can really heal a lot, because it's about perspective. Because when you feel, you know what, I feel thankful, I take responsibility for this decision, I'm not going to let these things stack up, I'm going to find a way, I'm going to pay them off, I'm not going to regret it, no regrets, I'm just going to do what needs to be done, and I'm going to, you know, send this out with love and gratitude. It's a powerful energy. One of my favorite mantras is, money flows to me with ease and abundance. Money flows out with gratitude and love. And it's so easy to just be like, money flows to me with ease and abundance. Money flows to me with ease and abundance. But the harder one is, money flows out with gratitude and love. So this means to be a good steward of your finances. Only purchase things that you really feel good about from now on. You know, really focus on self-care, things like that. Try to find ways to make yourself feel better that doesn't involve buying things and being impulsive. And also, like, know yourself. I learned I have ADHD. And because of that, I used to be really impulsive shopper. And I've had to learn how to temper that side of myself and know what my triggers are. And also be easy on myself, because I'm like, you know what, this is something I struggle with. I can't always control it. But I'm going to be aware. Awareness is key. So the best thing that you can invest in financially is your health and is your self-care. So instead of buying yourself some cheap thing that's made in China, or, you know, a bunch of fast food or random shit you think's going to make you feel good in the moment, invest instead in health. Invest in your knowledge, your education, your well-being. And you're going to find that when you start changing your spending habits and investing in your health and your well-being and in your spirit and in your soul, that money will come. It will come in abundance because it's an energy of what you're putting out. And of course, you deserve material things too. You deserve that Chanel bag or that YSL lipstick or whatever that thing is you really want. But you also need to know what your priorities are, okay? So I get this sense that another thing you're being told is really start asking yourself, should I really be trading my time for money? Because you only have so much time, you know? Think of ways to make money that don't involve using your time. I mean, there might be some time involved, like as maybe you're making something. But you can always come up with the price for that item or for that service that's not dependent on, oh, just $10 an hour or whatever. Obviously, you got to start with where you're at right now, you know? So maybe it does look like working a job like that. You know, if you leverage your skills, learn new skills so that you can have access to jobs that pay you more. You don't always have to do college. If you never did college, you might be kind of stuck in the system, having to just work random jobs because that's all you can do. But there is more you can do. You can create a portfolio. You can create a body of work. You can educate yourself online to learn a skill. I'm not like the best example here. I'm still learning in many ways in my life, but I've been a creative. I've had to learn different ways to make money because I'm kind of like a neurotypical person and didn't do well in school. And so I, went on YouTube a lot and learned how to do makeup and practice on friends. And I was able to leverage those skills to become a makeup artist. I had a flat fee. I didn't charge per hour. I said, this is what it's going to cost to hire me. I did the same thing becoming a fashion stylist and creative director. I did that for years. I learned how to teach babies how to swim. I was a swim teacher. I was able to take that skill and go to people's homes and charge, this is how much it will cost for a package of lessons, and I'm doing something similar. So you can empower yourself to learn different skills. This is talking about coming up with multiple streams of income. Most people who are wealthy, who are like multimillionaires, on average, they've got, I think it's like 12 or 13 sources of income. So, you look at the 1%ers, the people who are wealthy, and you see, okay, they've got multiple sources of income. So how can I do that? So I think the first thing you need to work on is working on skills, trying to get a raise, a better paying job so you can work with the debt and everything, get organized, start working on the gratitude. And then next, second source of income, a side hustle. You might have to hustle nights and weekends. You might have to read books. You might have to invest, maybe get training or something or a little certification. But maybe you can make something and sell it. Maybe you can offer a service or a product and, do something that's based off of your heart and what you love. Because money flows where your energy and passion goes. Whatever you're the most energetic about and passionate about, that the money's going to find you there because the energy's there. Don't follow the money, follow your heart. So your guides are saying that, go with the flow, things are going to get better. But they are saying there's a lot you have to surrender, and this could be linked to the past. Maybe these lack mentalities and the situation you inherited from your family, or you were born into poverty. I know how that goes. So frustrating how our own mind can work against us when we don't even want it to, just because we grew up around people that were just thinking that way. But your guides want you to have endurance. It's gonna get better. You also got to go easy on yourself and know that, yeah, we're having a global recession right now. There's a lot of people struggling with money. Don't use that as an excuse to not do anything, but use that to go easy on yourself. You are definitely going onto a new path. A new path is calling you forward. This is the right question to ask. How can I increase my finances or have some money advice? So trust yourself. I hope that helped. I hope that helped anybody else who's listening, who's really trying to grow their money. Maybe we should do a series on that on the channel. This is something I've really been working on myself. I got some stuff to share for sure. All right, you guys, we're going to answer a couple more questions. For anybody who just popped into the chat, welcome. Don't forget to hit the like on the chat. It really helps me out. And to, of course, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Join the Rainbow Fam. Oh my gosh, I can't choose. You guys have so many good questions. Okay, Niha, the future of you and your husband, will you guys reconcile or separate? I want to know the angel guidance on this. Okay, this is like such a loaded question, but I'll just try. We'll just see what comes out. I don't know. I was drawn to this question. Okay, let's just ask. What's going on with you and your husband? The future, will you guys reconcile? Will you guys separate? First of all, I need to say that sometimes when you're having issues in your marriage, you know, either it's incompatibility and the soul contract is up and it's time to go separate ways, which is fine. You know, you don't always need some crazy reason to leave somebody or divorce them. Like, if it's been laid on your heart for a long time and it just feels lighter to walk away, that's okay. Trust yourself, all right? It sucks because sometimes you feel like you failed, and then sometimes there's like the societal guilt and shame that comes along with it. But you never have to feel guilty or ashamed for making a choice that feels right to you in your heart. The next thing I'll say is if there is any type of abuse going on, you know, emotional, physical, whatever, then, you know, regardless of what comes out on the cards, then I would suggest that you leave, you know, seek help, seek support. Sometimes you need to know the signs, look things up, look up signs of emotional abuse, signs of psychological abuse, signs of physical abuse. Sometimes your mind will just kind of lie to you when you're in a situation like that for survival to try to keep you safe. And you can kind of get this fog and you kind of forget what's really happened. So, you know, I would also suggest maybe talking to a friend or somebody that's close who knows you in the relationship. You know, sometimes your friend will have something to say. If you trust them, they can say, yeah, you haven't really been happy the last couple of years, that kind of stuff. It's kind of hard sometimes to know if it's a rough patch, because you can have these rough patches in relationships. And I do think that, you know, it's good to maybe go to marriage counseling, therapy, try to work it out, try to communicate. That can be tough, you know. But I don't know. I guess we're just gonna have to look, see what the cards have to say. That's just kind of my opening words. Hmm. So here's what I'm getting. First of all, you guys have a past life connection. So you guys have known each other before. That could also mean that there is a little bit of karma that you guys need to work through in this relationship, you know? Relationships are one of the main ways that we grow, and a lot of times a good relationship will mirror back to us aspects of ourselves that need healing, that need clearing, ways that we're not really loving ourselves, and then it'll, of course, it will also mirror back to us the good parts of ourselves. So to expect the relationship has no problems, especially if it's long term, especially in a marriage, would be kind of silly, you know. um I do get this sense that it's important also in a relationship to consider the relationship that you had with your parents and your family. That's something I've learned in my long-term relationship is the stuff I went through growing up and the relationship I witnessed growing up really kind of rubbed off on me and my habits and my expectations and like how I interact in a relationship, and the same thing with my partner. So, you know, sometimes you wonder, why are they treating me this way? And then you realize, oh my God, this is exactly how their father treated their mother. And so to be aware of that, to work through that, to do some therapy on that, some writing on that. Awareness honestly is key in a relationship. And you're gonna mirror your primary connection until that's healed in a relationship. So sometimes these are generational traumas and things that are being handed down, and like that's happening in relationships a lot of times. So it's really no mystery why there's going to be issues and problems in a relationship. It all goes back to that. It always goes back to that. Not to say that the situations you aren't having are very, you know, real. Sometimes they are very like you specific, but there's always going to be that element stirred into it. So like understanding that, discussing that, talking about that, that can help. I am seeing this message to give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. It does seem like you guys really do have true love. And I got the reconciliation card too. So to answer your question, I mean, we got a direct answer here. They're talking about maybe you guys reconciling. I don't feel like this is over yet. I don't get that feeling. Like a lot of times when I'm pulling cards for people and they're asking me, are we breaking up? What's going on? I will get that sinking feeling. I will get like that, oh no, this is ending, but I don't know if I feel that. It doesn't mean that it won't end, but at least for where you guys are at right now, it might be best to just take it day by day. So I hope that that helps you. Thank you so much for asking a question, and I will see you next time. So I wanted to let you guys know if you're ever interested in purchasing a personal reading from me where I pull cards for you just like this. You send me your questions and I just kind of sound off on it. I've got my website all over. Click on any video and you'll find it. It's promisedharmony.com. Check it out. You can save it for later. If it's your first time ever getting a reading from me, you can always email me or DM me on Instagram to get a discount code. All you gotta do is just DM me and be like, yo, it's my first reading, throw me that discount code, and I totally will. Always like to give you guys a little discount if it's your first reading. And I also have a live Zoom or Skype session. If you just want to hang out with me and we just chill together, we talk, you tell me what's on your mind, we pull cards, we can totally do that. That's the way I actually prefer getting readings. I get a reading a couple times a year and I have a special reader that I just really love, and I just like kind of tell her everything I feel or what's going on. Usually I contact her when I'm kind of breaking down. And she's always just so sweet and pulls cards for me, and it's very cathartic. So if you like to be a little bit more anonymous and like hands off and you're like, I don't want to be on camera, then I've got a style of reading where you just email me your questions. But if you also just want to hang out with me, we can totally do that. And I promise you guys, I don't bite. I'm not one of those readers that will just cut you off. Oh, it's been an hour, bye, in the middle of a sentence. I try to be very generous. I usually I go overtime on a lot of my readings. I put my heart and soul into every reading, and I love what I do. So check it out if you're ever interested. Okay, pure love. Thanks for subbing. Welcome to the Rainbow Fam. What are the current feelings of Y towards you? Okay, so how does Y feel about you? Okay, so a card fell over here on the ground. I don't feel like getting it. But if you can see it, it's the luminosity card, and that's like a sign that somebody is very, very attracted to you. So I would say that Y is definitely attracted to you. And this is also a message that you're the only person on their mind right now, because I love this illustration. It's like this person that's like running to this garden and they're like just like very focused on one thing, and there might be all these temptations around them, other women, other people that are attracted to them, but they're just like they kind of got tunnel vision on this one thing that they want. And so I do feel like, yeah, they want you, they are very attracted to you. And they want to reach out. It's funny because I got this card for somebody earlier. This says, I keep looking at your social, but I can't seem to think of the right words to reach out with. Be patient. I'll think of something soon. So this is somebody who's just like a little nervous. They like been typing things, or they've been like dialing your number or whatever, but then they just like hang up or they just like delete it. And they're like, oh, I don't know. That's cringe. Like they really want to impress you. This says, I've been pretending. I was so worried you wouldn't like the real me. I'm worried you'll find out. This is that it's like they're really trying to like make themselves seem really cool for you. And it's funny because like you're very intuitive. I get that. You're very perceptive. You know who this person is. You don't want them to wear a mask or anything, but they're really trying to impress you. I feel like around you, you gotta listen to them, because they're gonna be talking about their achievements. They're gonna be talking about things they're proud of. They're definitely like puffing up their chest, like they're trying to woo you, basically. I do get the sense that this person is like a little bit inexperienced though. Like, it does seem like there's other women attracted to this person. Like, they're very hot. Like, I just think like they're sexy, they're hot. Everybody kind of knows it. So that's why you might feel like a little intimidated by them. But they have no idea. They're not cocky at all. They're not full of themselves. Like, they're very humble. And if anything, they're a little bit insecure and like not as experienced romantically. I don't know if this means that they're like a virgin, and not like that matters, but like, or that they have like never kissed somebody, or that it's been a long, they haven't been in a relationship before. But I just get that feeling like they're not super used to charming and seducing people. And so they're nervous, is what I'm trying to say. They're nervous. They really like you. They're a little nervous. It says there was this dream I had the other day and you were so hot. So, whoo, they're just like, wow, they're really into you. That's what I'm trying to say. I think that you guys need more time to get to know each other. There's definitely an attraction here, but your guides are saying you have no need to be worried about this or feel insecure. Like, I think they're trying to tell you to just kind of leave the door open and just kind of allow them to pursue you. There's really no need to push this forward. I'm getting this card. Woo! Things could get spicy between you guys. It seems like, at least where the energy's at right now, this will probably move forward. But give them some time because it might take them a little while to get the nerve up. And I feel like it's taking them a lot of energy to pursue you because they're trying to be like portray that there's something they're not. And really like, I think the best thing you could do is if you notice them being authentic or just like being calm around you, like compliment that. Just be like, oh, wow, I really love that you do that or whatever. Like they need a little bit of encouragement to just be themselves. But I think you need to be kind of tactful. Like I think they'll notice that you're responding to that. But I feel like they're trying all these different angles with you to try to figure out what is she like? How can I be that guy for her or whatever? But like all you want is just for them to be themselves. So if anything, this person's a lot more nervous about what you think of them. That's why I'm thinking you don't need to worry about this. They are really into you. And if anything, they got the butterflies in their stomach. They're nervous you're going to reject them. So you don't have to worry at all. They're into you. And I think you guys both feel similarly about each other. It's the beginning of a connection and just give us some time. I hope that this resonates with you. So I'm going to answer just a couple more questions, you guys, because I've got to get going. I can't choose. You guys have so many great questions. I always love reading them. Okay, so Metarose, do you see any changes happening for me in the next 3 months? Haven't felt alive emotionally in a long time. Oh man, these changes would be so welcome, right? I feel you. And thanks for being honest. It's okay. You're not the only person who hasn't felt alive emotionally. I don't know, at least for me, 2021 was so draining and it was kind of rough, It's been a really tough time on the planet. You're definitely not alone. Let's see if there's going to be any changes for you in the next couple months. I find it interesting that you asked the question the way you did, that you're like, will anything change in the next 3 months? Maybe intuitively there's a part of you that knows in that time frame something will change. So let's see what's up. What's changing for you in the next couple months? The first thing I will say before I continue pulling your cards is that if you want changes, it's got to come from the outside in. Sometimes if we wait for something to just happen externally to make us feel better, we'll be waiting forever because it really is an attitude thing. There could be some amazing things that happen, but the next day nothing's happening and we go back down. So, this is all about alchemy, deciding how you want to think, deciding how you want to feel despite external situations. but it's a delicate balance. If we're always forcing ourselves to feel happy and alive and positive and thankful when our reality is really not that, then we end up being inauthentic to ourselves. We end up abandoning ourselves. So I think one of the bravest things you can do is to allow yourself to feel depressed, to allow yourself to go down, to just let it be. And a lot of times when you surrender to that, then that's where the healing comes from. Just that presence, being still, being with yourself, allowing that time. I always tell people depressed simply just means deep rest. And it's a natural part of the cycle of life. Death, chaos, destruction, that's a natural part of the life cycle. So to connect with those energies is one of the bravest things that you can do. Sometimes we're afraid that if we just let ourselves melt down like that we're just going to, really have a crazy breakdown and just disappear into it forever. But that's usually not what happens. I always say the breakdown comes, the breakthrough comes after the breakdown. And that's usually how spiritual awakening happens. It manifests in the form of some type of major trauma or major loss, major breakdown. If it's bad, don't be afraid to get help. Don't be afraid to seek professional help, medical help, a licensed therapist and counselor. Because sometimes we just don't know, I felt like this way for a while. Sometimes that's a sign you need to reach out for professional help. And don't be ashamed of that, because I've done that at points in my life and it's really, really helped me. And I think more people should get therapy and counseling and help. So, but if it's just kind of like a general feeling of blah, then, you can definitely work with that. But the first thing I would say is just allow it. So maybe tell yourself, okay, this next month, it's winter or it's the death season. Maybe I'm just going to give myself one more month to just kind of be blah, to just kind of let it happen, to be depressed, maybe to ask myself what's really bothering me, write about it, journal about it, cry about it, listen to that depressing music, let it take you down a little bit, get it out. Because by avoiding it, by trying to force ourselves past it, we end up just kind of bypassing or sublimating the problem, and then it comes back up. It rears its ugly head because we haven't cleared the energy. So I do see, in fact, that you can trace these feelings back to a specific thing. So your guys are telling you maybe that's what you need to ask yourself is what caused this? It could be that there was some type of major loss in your life. Was there a breakup? Maybe you feel like I should be over by that by now. That was 3 years ago, but maybe you never were able to properly mourn that. I remember I had a breakup years ago and I went straight into another relationship after and just started girl bossing it up, and I never faced it. And it wasn't until years and years later that randomly I started having nightmares and dreams about this person and this situation, and it just kind of came back to me. And so then my healing started. I was able to look back on it in retrospect and actually understand what happened, write in my journal, talk about it, and actually heal it, So maybe it's something that happened a while ago, but it's coming up now. Maybe it's something specific that just happened. Maybe it's just the results of you going through the global pandemic. We're not supposed to be isolated like that. One of the back in the olden days, the worst punishment that they would give people would be isolation and solitary confinement. That does a number on your mental health and on your psyche. So it could be that your bodies and your soul energy is trying to recover from that still, like so many of us. So, what was it? Did you lose your job? Did you realize something, kind of dark about your life, or something that happened, something you went through? There could be a specific thing that wants to come up. It's good also to pay attention to your dreams. Start writing down the dreams you remember. Ask your angels and guides for messages in your dreams about what's going on here. This is the Princess Swords, somebody who goes directly after the problem, the situation, tackles it head on. So definitely that's what you're being told to do. And look, we just said that the breakthrough comes after the breakdown. The rainbow comes after the storm. Definitely in the next couple of months, things are going to get better. But they're like, yes, you're going through the death season, but death leads to rebirth. It's a life cycle. So we're already seeing that, yes, things will get better for you over the next couple of months. You do have some stuff to look forward to. So let's see if we can get information on what that is specifically. text. It's funny, that makes me think about writing. So your guides are giving you more advice here, nothing specific yet about what's going to happen in a couple of months, but they're saying that you need to write. That's going to help with your healing process. They're also saying that this experience will be valuable for you. You know, the more experience you get with going through these death processes in life, like, the better that you get at it. And it's important to be able to, like, learn how to comfort yourself, how to soothe yourself, how to heal yourself. It's different for everybody, honestly. I'm so into that. That's like what this channel is all about, is just how to heal yourself. You know, and honestly, healing is simply revealing the truth that you're already healed, you're already whole, you're already complete, you're not lacking anything. You know, it's a mind shift, it's a perspective change. You don't get there, though, without going through the real shit. So your guides are telling you here that you need this experience. You're going to get better at going through these death processes in life, because it's inevitable. It happens. And so they're saying that there's a purpose to all of this. And a lot of times you'll come out of these death seasons with a new purpose, with the elixir, with this new motivation. You know, after I went through, like, my spiritual awakening and, like, the biggest breakdown I've ever been through in my life, on the other side was when I got the inspiration to travel the world, to start a YouTube channel. To try new things, you know? So it could be that this is a little incubation phase. You're the caterpillar that's in the cocoon, but you're going to break out. You're going to become the butterfly. You're going to have some new goals. You're going to have new possibilities. And there will be gifts for you on the other side. Because I always say the universe doesn't like to kick you while you're down. You got to go through these things, but a lot of times once you make it through on the other side, there's going to be some beautiful energies. Now look, Mercury retrograde starts on January 16th, I believe, or I don't know. It's coming soon is what I'm trying to say. That's going to last about 8 weeks, pre-shadow and post-shadow phases included. And that's probably going to be the worst this is going to get for you. You know, Mercury retrograde is a time to reevaluate. It's a time to rethink things. It's a time to rehash. It's a time to heal. You're going to see a lot of things coming up in your life, in your external reality, that are trying to show you this is what needs attention. This is where you need healing. This is where you need to focus, or this is what you need to fix. So that the work will be done for you. Just kind of sit through it, allow it to happen. You're going to hash some things out. On the other side, there will be blessings. There will be gifts. So we're looking at, you know, maybe by the time of the spring equinox, things will start looking better for you. So let the planets, let the cycles, let the seasons do their work on you. Trust in this timing. Trust in the timing of your life. And then they're also saying embrace apathy, because maybe you are just feeling kind of numb right now, like you mentioned. The only way forward is through. So just sit with it, allow it. It's okay, you know? I think the problem is when we start telling ourselves that I should be different, I should be happy, I should be, you know, better this or that. Your manifestations are going to come through because you're worthy, not because you earned it. Naturally, your energy will be aligned. If you just sit around and do nothing, something will come. So trust yourself. If you don't want to do anything right now, then don't do anything. And, you know, eventually you'll want something different. I guess that's the best advice I can give you. Trust yourself. You're good. Live. All right, you guys, I gotta get going, but I want to thank you guys so much for being here, listening to these messages. I hope that some of these messages that came out still helped you, that they still resonated with you. Make sure you come to the channel throughout this next week. I'm going to have a lot of new stuff coming up on the channel. I've got some videos about how to heal and embrace your feminine energy to make yourself more attractive for romance and relationships, but also your manifestations. I'm going to have some stuff coming up on healing money situations like I was just talking about. I've got more love pick a card readings coming up. I know so many of you guys are really like that last love pick a card reading. And if you haven't already, scroll through my videos. I have a lot of videos I just released over the last couple of weeks. I was really going at it like crazy. So check them out. Tons of free content where you get to get a reading on the channel. And I've got a couple talks up as well. So thank you guys so much for coming, for hanging out with me today. And I will see you soon. Peace out.